Okay, so get this. Did you know that chronic inflammation is like a secret agent silently wreaking havoc in your body?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's linked to everything. From heart disease to diabetes, we're talking serious stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
But don't worry. In this deep dive, we're going to explore natural ways to fight back using the info you sent over, including this article titled Natural Supplements to Reduce Inflammation, What You Need to Know. So if you're ready to take control of your health, buckle up, because we're about to unpack a treasure trove of natural solutions.
I love that. What's fascinating is that many people don't even realize they have chronic inflammation. They might just feel a bit tired or achy, not realizing it could be a sign of something more serious brewing.
Hmm. That's why we're here to break it all down. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is inflammation, and why is chronic inflammation the real villain in this story?
Okay, so, well, think of acute inflammation like a superhero. Your body's rapid response team rushing to the scene of an injury. It's a localized, short-term reaction crucial for healing. But when inflammation becomes chronic, it's like that superhero going rogue, causing collateral damage to your tissues and organs over time.
So how does this rogue superhero actually cause a damage? What's the mechanism there?
It's all about those inflammatory chemicals, like cytokines, that are usually the good guys, helping with healing. In chronic inflammation, they're overproduced, leading to a constant state of low-grade inflammation that can damage blood vessels, joints, and even contribute to the development of chronic diseases.
Right, that definitely paints a clear picture of why we need to pay attention. So
Mhm.
where do natural supplements fit into this battle against inflammation?
Here's the exciting part. Natural supplements can be like secret weapons, working with your body to combat inflammation at its source. They target those specific inflammatory pathways that we talked about, helping to dial down the overproduction of those rogue cytokines.
Okay, so they're not just masking the symptoms, they're addressing the root cause.
Exactly. And what's great is that they often come with fewer side effects than some conventional medications.
I'm intrigued. The article mentions a whole bunch of these inflammation-fighting superstars. Where should we start?
Let's kick things off with turmeric, or more specifically, its active compound curcumin. It's not just a delicious spice, it's a potent anti-inflammatory.
I've heard about turmeric's anti-inflammatory properties, but how does it actually work?
Curcumin targets a protein called NFKB, which is like the master switch for inflammation. By inhibiting NFKB, curcumin helps reduce the production of those pesky inflammatory chemicals.
So it's like cutting off communication to those rogue superheroes, preventing them from causing further damage.
That's a great analogy. And here's a cool tip. Combining turmeric with black pepper enhances absorption, making it even more effective.
Interesting. I'm making a note of that. What else do we have in this arsenal of natural anti-inflammatories?
Next up is a familiar one, omega-3 fatty acids. Those heart-healthy fats we hear so much about. But they're not just good for your heart, they're potent inflammation fighters too.
I usually think of omega-3s in terms of fish oil supplements. What's the connection to reducing inflammation?
The magic lies in two specific types of omega-3s, EPA and DHA. They actually get incorporated into your cell membranes and help reduce the production of those inflammatory molecules we keep talking about.
So it's like fortifying your cells against the inflammatory onslaught.
Precisely. And if you're not a fan of fish, there are always high-quality supplements available.
Good to know. What else have we got on this inflammation-fighting lineup?
Let's talk about ginger. I bet you already have some in your kitchen.
I do. I love ginger and stir-fries and tea. But I had no idea it was an inflammation fighter. Tell me more.
Ginger contains compounds called gingerols, which have been shown to suppress the production of inflammatory chemicals, particularly those involved in pain pathways. Some studies even suggest it could be as effective as ibuprofen for certain types of pain.
Wow, that's impressive. So my ginger habit is actually doing me a favor.
Absolutely. It's a delicious way to support your body's natural defenses.
Love that. This
Yeah.
is fascinating stuff. What other natural inflammation fighters do we need on our radar?
Let's talk about boswellia, also known as Indian frankincense. It's been used for centuries in traditional medicine for its anti-inflammatory properties.
Boswellia. I'm not familiar with that one. What's its claim to fame?
Boswellia is particularly effective for joint health. It works by inhibiting an enzyme called 5-LOX, which is involved in the production of leukotrienes, potent inflammatory molecules associated with joint pain.
So it's like shutting down the production line for those pain-causing chemicals.
Exactly. This makes it a great natural option for people dealing with arthritis and other inflammatory joint conditions.
Okay, I'm definitely adding Boswellia to my list to research further. What else is on this natural anti-inflammatory hit list?
Believe it or not, green tea. And I'm not just talking about its calming effects.
I drink green tea all the time. What makes it an inflammation fighter?
It's all thanks to a powerful antioxidant called EGCG, epigallocatechin gallate to be precise. It's a mouthful. But this compound is a rock star when it comes to protecting your cells from damage and reducing inflammation.
Hold on. Antioxidants. I know those are good for you. But how do they tie into inflammation?
It's all about oxidative stress. When your body is under stress, it produces free radicals, which are unstable molecules that can damage cells and trigger inflammation. Antioxidants, like EGCG and green tea, neutralize those free radicals, protecting your cells and reducing inflammation.
So it's like a shield against cellular damage, preventing that inflammatory cascade.
Exactly. And bonus points, EGCG has also been linked to improved brain function.
Double win. All right. What other natural inflammation fighters should we know about?
Let's talk about resveratrol, a powerful compound found in red grapes and berries. It's particularly beneficial for heart health. And you know what's good for your heart.
Reducing inflammation.
Exactly.
Okay. So how does resveratrol achieve this heart-healthy inflammation-reducing magic?
It acts on multiple pathways, but one key mechanism is its ability to reduce the activity of an enzyme called COX-2, which is involved in inflammation. This helps protect your blood vessels and improve blood flow.
So it's like calming the storm within your blood vessels.
Exactly. Less inflammation, better blood flow, healthier heart.
I'm liking the sound of that. What else is on our natural anti-inflammatory roster?
We can't forget about vitamin D. It often gets overlooked, but it plays a crucial role in regulating your immune system and keeping inflammation in check.
Okay. I know vitamin D is important, but I didn't realize it was an inflammation fighter. How does it work?
Well, vitamin D actually helps modulate the activity of your immune cells, preventing them from overreacting and causing excessive inflammation. It's like a peacekeeper, ensuring your immune system doesn't go overboard.
That makes sense. So getting enough vitamin D is essential for keeping inflammation under control.
Absolutely. And many people are deficient, especially during the winter months. Getting your levels checked and supplementing if needed can make a big difference.
Okay, this is amazing. We've got turmeric, omega-3s, ginger, boswellia, green tea, resveratrol, and vitamin D. That's quite a lineup of natural inflammation fighters. Is there anything else we should consider when it comes to reducing inflammation naturally?
Absolutely. We've covered some powerful supplements, but we can't forget about the foundation of a healthy lifestyle, diet and exercise.
Right. It's not just about popping pills. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports overall well-being. So what kind of diet helps fight inflammation?
Think of it as an anti-inflammatory diet,
Mm-hmm.
focused on whole, unprocessed foods that are naturally rich in antioxidants and other beneficial compounds.
Give me some examples. What should I be loading up on?
Leafy greens like spinach and kale, colorful fruits like berries, fatty fish like salmon, and healthy fats like olive oil and avocados are your best friends in this fight.
Okay, so lots of delicious, nutrient-rich foods. What about the foods to avoid? What are the inflammatory culprits?
The usual suspects: processed foods, sugary drinks, refined grains, and unhealthy fats. They all contribute to oxidative stress and inflammation.
Got it. So it's about ditching the processed junk and embracing nature's bounty. What about exercise? How does that fit into the equation?
Regular physical activity is like a tune-up for your body. It helps improve circulation, reduce stress, and even boost your body's natural antioxidant defenses.
So moving our bodies is like activating our internal anti-inflammatory systems.
Exactly. It's all connected. Diet, exercise, supplements, they all work together to help you achieve optimal health.
This is incredible. I'm already feeling more empowered to take charge of my health. But what about this IV vitamin therapy mentioned in the article? That sounds pretty intriguing.
It is. It's a more direct approach to delivering high doses of anti-inflammatory nutrients. We'll dive into that and more after a quick break.
All right, so before the break, we were starting to get into some really cutting-edge stuff. IV vitamin therapy, it sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. Fill us in. How does this work exactly?
Well, it's not science fiction, it's actual science. Basically, it involves delivering high doses of vitamins and antioxidants directly into your bloodstream through an IV drip. The idea is to bypass the digestive system for faster and more efficient absorption.
So it's like a supercharged boost of nutrients. But why would someone choose this over just taking oral supplements?
That's a great question. While oral supplements are great for everyday maintenance, 5E therapy can be beneficial for people dealing with more severe or chronic inflammation. It allows for higher doses of certain nutrients to reach the cells more quickly.
The article specifically mentions vitamin C, glutathione, and B vitamins. What makes these nutrients so powerful when it comes to fighting inflammation?
Vitamin C is a well-known antioxidant that helps protect cells from damage, but it also plays a role in supporting immune function and collagen production. which is important for tissue repair.
Okay, so it's like a multifaceted warrior against inflammation. What about glutathione? That one sounds pretty intense.
Glutathione is actually a master detoxifier. It helps neutralize harmful compounds and protect cells from oxidative stress. It's crucial for a healthy immune system and overall cellular function.
So it's like the cleanup crew, dealing with the aftermath of those inflammatory battles.
Exactly. And then we have the B vitamins, which are essential for energy production and supporting various metabolic processes.
Okay, so this IV cocktail is like a triple threat against inflammation. But is it safe?
When administered by a qualified healthcare professional, IV vitamin therapy is generally safe, but like any medical procedure, there are potential risks and side effects, so it's essential to consult with your doctor to see if it's right for you.
That makes sense. It sounds like something worth exploring further if you're dealing with stubborn inflammation. But let's shift gears a bit and circle back to something we touched on earlier, the role of antioxidants. I'm still a little fuzzy on how exactly they combat inflammation.
It all comes down to oxidative stress. Think of it like a seesaw. On one side, you have free radicals, those unstable molecules that can damage cells and trigger inflammation. On the other side, you have antioxidants, which neutralize those free radicals, protecting your cells and keeping things in balance.
Okay, so it's like a constant battle between good and evil happening at a cellular level, and we need to make sure the good guys, the antioxidants, are winning.
Exactly. And we can do that by loading up on antioxidant-rich foods, A and D, considering supplements if needed.
That reminds me, the article actually mentioned Intravit Global as a provider of high-quality supplements. What are your thoughts on that?
Intravit Global is known for their focus on science-backed formulations and high-quality ingredients. They offer a wide range of supplements, including many of the ones we've discussed today.
So if our listeners are looking for reputable sources of supplements, Intravit Global is a good place to start.
Definitely. Of course, there are other reputable companies out there as well, but it's always important to do your research, read reviews, and talk to your doctor to find the best products for your individual needs.
Great advice. Now I have to ask, out of all the supplements we've discussed, is there one that stands out to you as particularly powerful or versatile when it comes to fighting inflammation?
That's a tough one, as they all have their unique benefits. But if I had to choose, I'd say curcumin is a real powerhouse. Its ability to target that master switch of inflammation, NFKB, is incredibly impressive.
Okay, so curcumin is definitely high on the list, but I also want to emphasize that supplements are just one piece of the puzzle, right?
Absolutely. We can't forget about the foundation,
Yeah.
a healthy diet and lifestyle.
Right. It's about creating a holistic approach to wellness. So let's recap those key dietary strategies for fighting inflammation.
It's all about embracing whole, unprocessed foods. Think vibrant fruits and vegetables, fatty fish, nuts and seeds, and healthy fats.
Okay, so lots of color and flavor. What about those inflammatory culprits we should be avoiding?
Think processed foods, sugary drinks, refined grains, and excessive amounts of unhealthy fats. They all contribute to oxidative stress and inflammation.
Got it. So basically ditch the junk and embrace nature's bounty.
Exactly. And don't forget about the importance of regular physical activity. It's not just about hitting the gym. It's about moving your body in ways you enjoy.
Right. Finding activities that bring you joy, A&D,
Yes.
benefit your health. That's the sweet spot. But before we wrap up, I want to touch on something you mentioned earlier, the importance of getting your vitamin D levels checked. Why is that so crucial?
Vitamin D deficiency is incredibly common, and it can significantly impact your immune function and overall health. Getting your levels tested is simple, and your doctor can recommend an appropriate dosage if supplementation is needed.
Okay, so that's definitely something to add to the to-do list. And speaking of action steps, is there anything else you want to leave our listeners with? Any final words of wisdom?
Remember that this is a journey, not a destination. Keep learning, keep exploring, and keep experimenting to find what works best for you. And don't hesitate to reach out to a healthcare professional for guidance along the way.
I love that. It's about empowering ourselves to take control of our health. This has been such an insightful deep dive. But I know some of you out there are probably thinking, okay, this is all great, but where do I even start? What supplement should I take and how much? We'll be right back to tackle those questions in the final part of our deep dive into natural anti-inflammatories. Stay tuned. All right, we're back for the final part of our deep dive into natural anti-inflammatories. We've covered a ton of ground, from understanding what inflammation I see to exploring a whole arsenal of natural solutions. But now comes the practical part, putting this knowledge into action. I know some of you might be wondering, okay, this is all great, but where do I even begin?
That's a common question, and it's great that you're thinking about taking those first steps. It's important to approach this in a personalized way. There's no one-size-fits-all solution.
Right. So let's revisit that impressive list of supplements we discussed, and maybe give some starting points based on the article. First up, turmeric. We talked about its active compound curcumin being a potent anti-inflammatory. What will be a typical dosage to consider?
Well, the article doesn't give specific dosages, but research suggests that 500 to 1,000 milligrams of curcumin per day is generally considered safe and effective. And remember that tip about combining it with black pepper to boost absorption.
Okay, got it. Turmeric plus black pepper, a dynamic duo indeed. What about omega-3s? How much should we be aiming for?
Again, the article doesn't provide exact numbers, but most experts recommend at least 250-500 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA per day. You can get this through fatty fish or a good quality fish oil supplement.
So check those labels and make sure you're getting enough of those key omega-3s. What about ginger? How much is a good starting point?
You can certainly enjoy ginger in your food, but if you're taking a supplement, 1 to 2 grams per day is generally considered safe.
All right, ginger lovers take note. Now, what about boswellia, the one that's particularly helpful for joints? What kind of dosage are we looking at there?
For boswellia, studies have used doses ranging from 300 to 600 milligrams per day, often divided into multiple doses.
Okay, so it's best to consult with your doctor on that one to find the right dosage for your needs. What about green tea extract? How much EGCG should we be aiming for?
While there isn't a specific dosage mentioned in the article, studies have shown benefits with 100 to 800 milligrams of EGCG per day.
All right, and how about resveratrol, the heart-healthy compound found in red grapes?
Research on resveratrol has used a wide range of doses, from 150 to 500 milligrams per day.
And finally, vitamin D. We talked about how important it is to get levels checked, but what's a typical daily dose for supplementation?
The recommended daily intake can vary, but 600 IU per day is generally recommended for adults. However, many people might need higher doses, especially if they are deficient. That's why getting your levels checked is crucial.
Okay, so talk to your doctor, get those levels checked, and supplement accordingly. Now, I know people are often concerned about potential side effects with supplements. Is there anything our listeners should be aware of?
That's a great point. Even though these are natural supplements, they can interact with certain medications or have side effects in some individuals. For example, turmeric can thin the blood, so it's important to be cautious if you're taking blood thinners. And omega-3s can sometimes cause mild digestive issues.
So it's all about being informed, listening to your body, and working with your healthcare provider to find what's right for you. If you experience any unusual symptoms, stop taking the supplement and talk to your doctor.
Absolutely. And it's always a good idea to start with a lower dose and gradually increase it to see how your body responds.
Great advice. This deep dive has been so incredibly informative. I feel like we've barely scratched the surface of what there is to learn about natural anti-inflammatories.
There's always more to explore. And that's the exciting part. Knowledge is power when it comes to taking control of your health.
Couldn't agree more. Remember, you have the power to reduce inflammation and improve your health. It's about making those informed choices, listening to your body, and creating a lifestyle that supports well-being.
And don't forget those key takeaways we discussed. A healthy diet and regular exercise are the foundation of any successful anti-inflammatory strategy.
Absolutely. This has been an amazing journey of discovery, and I want to thank you for joining us. Remember, the learning never stops. Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep into the world of knowledge. Until next time, stay curious and take care of yourselves.